Good day, viewers. This is NAS TV Africa, an online mentorship platform where we manifest Africa's greatness. We have in our studio today an outstanding young entrepreneur that have been saddled with the responsibility of challenging import system and producing our local content in terms of fashion, who are just been recently affected by EndSARS eventuality. Today, in our business segment, we're trying to see a life of an entrepreneur that have faced several problems, challenges, obstacles, and yet still standing. We want to have a probe into the way his mind works. And I bet you there's so much to learn from these rugged young entrepreneurs. Oluwaseun. Good day, sir. The Africans out there will love to meet you, to have brief insight into your background, what makes this young, vibrant entrepreneur.
My name is Bamiru Babalola Oluwaseun, and I'm the CEO of Why Not Wears. We produce made in Nigeria fashion brand, and we're currently the largest made in Nigeria fashion brand in the country at the moment. I studied computer science while in school, and when I was in school, I started business very early. I started business before I was in school. So I started immediately, almost like 2 years after I left secondary school. And what actually motivates me was the anger in me, where I happened to leave secondary school and I was trying to go into higher institution, and I saw some of my cousins who had actually left university, but they were looking for a job in the house we are staying. I have close to like 12 of my cousins who stay with my auntie in Lagos, which they are far older than I am, which they have finished school where I was about to enter school. So some of them have been in the house for like 3 years. They were still looking for a job to do. So I was angry that, well, should somebody finish school and still be looking for a job? Is it what I want to go into? Is it what I want to do? So I started challenging my mind to work alongside with what I actually want to do. So luckily for me, one of them actually started a business, which he put me into the business to manage his business. So indirectly, one of the person actually moved to UK to go and study. So he has to sell the business to me. So that was my first business I did then. That was in 2007. That was my first encounter into business.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Now, this, as an entrepreneur, it's been said generally that to be an entrepreneur, you can't afford to be a normal person. That your life is abnormal. That you don't think like the way average person would think. That your thinking, your vision cannot go down well with an ordinary mind. When you say an entrepreneur is an abnormal person, what's your take on this?
Yeah, who said an average entrepreneur is not actually an abnormal person?
Okay.
Yeah, that we do things differently.
Oh.
What's like I said recently to one of my staff, they can just put down a pen and resign immediately. Whereas an entrepreneur cannot say stopping a business immediately like that. So it's easier for a job seeker to be angry and immediately just put down a resignation letter and start, even though he doesn't have what to do next the following day. But you can't see that in an entrepreneur where you just want to stop the business where it doesn't happen. So we actually think differently. We even handle anger differently. Like now if I'm angry now, it doesn't take me less than 15 minutes if I get back to myself. So I make sure my anger doesn't take me far, because I know indirectly I will lose more. Energy will be lost, things around me will be different. But for an average man, it's easy for them to just take it and make a decision which is not supposed to be made that during that period. I think that is just major different. It's just the thinking faculty is kind of different.
Oh, I get it. So that will take me to this question, that when you say that entrepreneurs have this ability to manage hunger, they don't allow their hunger to get them to the level of destruction, self-destruction, or destroying other things. So in that case, the youth that came to your shop all over Nigeria recently because they are hungry and they decided to loot and destroy the sweat of every striving entrepreneur. What do you think about them? What do you think about the NSAS and how it affected you?
Yeah, I think when we talk about the NSAS, I think it's actually a problem, is a generational problem, which we are unable to manage. I remember when I was in school, in secondary school back then, we have a lot of rich men who were in school together. We have a lot of politicians. I went to Government College Ibadan, and we have a lot of. In fact, in my class, I have one of the most popular politicians' son in my class. So we're able to work together. That means we that we are on the average, we're able to mix with the rich. So indirectly, we are exposed a little bit to what they are doing. But in this current generation now, the gap between us and those people are so wide. So right now you see almostly even the middle class, all their children are now in the private institution, private schools. Whereas we have a lot of these people in the public institution. So there's no rapport, the education is not the same. So the level in which the poverty is being gotten is so much now that they don't know so much. Like now in my store now, a POS machine was looted. A POS machine. So what do you think you want to do with a POS machine? That shows you don't understand what you're doing. You are not educated enough to know that this is actually a place where you put your ATM and taking money. It is actually useless for you. That shows that there is no education. There is anger. So I think there are a lot of things to be done to that effect. We need education, and not even education. We need them to mix little bits with the rich, so they can be more exposed to what is actually happening in this age. So a lot of things is quite
Education is a problem, which makes it different from knowledge. A lot of people went to school to have knowledge, but they don't have education. I think I get your point there. Now, as an entrepreneur, this is where we're going. You are badly affected with the NSAS protest eventuality. So many of you are like that. And as we're hearing, everywhere they are saying most entrepreneurs may not be able to get back on their feet. And there you are, opening new stores, doing new things. We are ready to start even a learning branch again. What is that thing about you that is not taking you down? What is that spirit? Is that something that we can learn from there?
Yeah, I think first thing first is my dream. I didn't just go into entrepreneurship because I'm hungry or I lost a job. I went into the entrepreneur because I have a dream. And my dream is so simple. My dream when I saw my cousin in the situation where they couldn't get a job. So my dream is not to write a CV. That means I don't want to write a CV. That means I'm not ready to get a job. So anytime I have a bad thing, I think about my dream. That I cannot write a CV. And I've not written one ever. So that is the first thing. And that is the number one thing. And the second one is people who are looking forward to me. People who are looking forward to Why Not. People I know that if anything to happen to Why Not like this, they will give up. Those are actually my inspiration. Just people, just young entrepreneurs that look at what we have done so far, that look at how we have started from one store to about close to 60-something stores now. Those are the people who make me dream higher. That doesn't make me lose passion. Because I know if I become down, there are a lot of people who are going to give up.
And most people will lose their job.
Some people will lose it. Some people, they will lose the idea of a Nigerian being great. So, and actually, what they actually looted was a product. So they actually looted a product and not the brand. So what we lost was the product.
Wait.
And we didn't lose the brand.
They only looted the product. product.
They're only looting the product
Not the
and
brand.
not the brand.
Wow. So the brand can only produce
The
more
brand
products.
can always be there. Because the brand
So the
is
lesson
not actually,
point there.
it's not actually what you see in the physical.
Oh, yeah.
It's what is here.
Oh yeah.
So once this one is not lost, business is still
Yeah,
going
I think
forward.
that one remind me that Dangote, Bill Gates once said that take everything that I have, take me to a desert, and I will have them back.
Yes.
1 year.
Because it's
Don't
not
just
physical.
lose my brain.
It's not physical.
Good one. So, what advice, briefly, do you have for the youth out there that are looking up to why not, that want to become independent? They're tired of seeking for a job. They are industrious. They want to stand on their own. Because most people are quite discouraged by what happened. That's how could somebody that worked so hard to amass all this, to build this kind of business, and some people just came because they're angry with government and destroyed it. What advice do you have for them? We got the point of build your brand. It's not about product. Then what advice do you have for young people that are coming up? Because most people believe that business is all about money, making money, becoming rich, they're driving big car. It's all about that.
Yes, I think that's my first thing. First, I used to tell the people who are looking for us to be an entrepreneur is the first thing is you have to understand what you want to do. We have successful people who are into a job. So I'm not an advocate of saying now everybody should become an entrepreneur. Because the people who are CEOs of bank, MDs of bank, they're entrepreneur. Just that it's not their business. And some of them even have a stake in those causes. You can't be an MD or CEO of a bank and not have a stake in the bank. So it is not, we cannot all do entrepreneur. But we should understand what we want to do. You can't, because I'm into fashion, I'm into footwear making, you also want to go there. You have to understand that is it actually footwear that is helping Why Not, or the business instinct? So you can become a good fashion or footwear producer, but not be a big footwear seller. So you must understand what you actually going into.
Your skill.
You must understand your passion. So once you're able to understand why you are going into something, it is easy. But if you're going into it because somebody else is striving into it, you will get it wrong. So I used to encourage people to follow your dream, know what you actually want. Like now, if people come to they come to my work with me now, you say you want to work as an HR, you have showed me you have this HR skill, you have done this. I actually look at, when you work with me for the next 2 months or 3 months, I will understand your strengths. So if you're not good in what you're doing, that doesn't mean I will stop you. I may move you to another department, which I think you are good in doing. So we must be able to understand what we actually want to do. And life is not quick. It's a stage. One of us is going to be 10 years old on the 15th of December. That means it took me 10 years to build Why Not. And don't forget, I didn't start with Why Not. I've started with several businesses which have failed along the line, which I have learned to start Why Not.
Foundation.
That means if I have put all my experience together, that means I must have spent 17 years doing business. So you can't just start that now. But a lot of people now want to just do it quick. Even you have the Instagram, you have the old technology, that still doesn't bring you to that level.
Nothing can supplant that experience.
Instagram will not stop you from looting your store.
Oh yeah, it cannot.
So when you loot your stuff and you come back,
so how do you get back?
So that's the question.
It's experience that will sustain that.
Experience will sustain that.
Oh, very
so that is where you have to understand the passion and work towards it. Take a step. It is now my 3 stores were looted. That means an experience on my part now. I've never been looted before. But now I've been experienced, and I know in the next future I may lose more money. It is business.
So I think if there's any protest in the future now, you know what to move away from your shop.
I know where to look down my shop. So we, as a neighbor, we prepare for all those times because they will always stick on. It is not a
it's part and parcel of entrepreneurs.
So you just have to have the strength to withstand and mingle around the storm when they are coming. So that's just it.
Wow, thank you very much. Deeply, one sentence. What are the new things we are expecting from?
Yeah, now
we have shoes, we have clothes,
we have clothes, now we are launching. We have launched previous week. We have launched our children children's shirts. We have launched our cufflinks, but in less than 1 week, then we're going to launch our fragrance. So why not by fragrance by Why Not? We're launching that by next week.
Wow.
So we're going to open the Ilorin Mall with the fragrance by Why Not.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you very much. I will be looking forward to that.
Thank you very
and
much.
Nas TV Africa will be looking for their own whatever.
No problem, sir.
So thank you very much. This is where we call it a day, and we have been speaking with Seun Babisi, the CEO chairman. The CEO chairman, Why Not fashion brand. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome, sir.
And this is Nas TV Africa, an online mentorship platform. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nas TV _Africa, and follow us on our social media handles, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. My name is Nasir Abdulkadir, Nas TV Africa, manifesting Africa's goodness. Thank you.